Here we are. We're talking about to all the Pokemon fans here. I do a lot of Pokemon Donald Trump reviews. This is my actual face. And my friend Caleb, who's been my friend for like basically my whole life.
Howdy.
And we have both played Pokemon since we were 5 years old. I think
Yep.
we're reviewing
Accurate.
Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Emerald for the Game Boy.
Or Crystal.
Or, sorry, Crystal. Yeah, sorry, we skipped a whole bunch of games. Yeah, no. See, this is
Yeah.
drunk review. This is why these are all loose reviews. Drunk review of the greatest generation of all time. I'm not even a Gen 1 or I'm a Gen 2. Yeah,
Yep.
but
Same. Same.
I was introduced to Pokemon Gold. I had a yellow Game Boy Color, and my dad got me Pokemon Gold, and it was like my favorite game of all time, and still kind of is to this day.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, all right. Sorry, I'm kind of spieling a little bit because I love this game, but I'm gonna start off with the story about choosing my first starter, and then I'll let Caitlin speak for this. But everyone chose their starters because this is like how I think we were all around the same age group in like 2000, 2001, playing this game,
Yeah.
and I chose Chikorita. And the reason
Oh,
why was because nobody else chose that Pokemon. Everyone hated it. And I was like
yeah.
watching the anime on TV and being like,
Oh man.
Pokemon, Pokemon's all about love. You gotta love your Pokemon. And it's like, no,
Yo,
you did.
Chikorita in the anime though was pretty dope.
Exactly, right? So I think it's
Yeah.
because I was so into the show I picked Chikorita. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, as an adult and as a Pokemon player now, you'd be like, well, it's the worst one. But I still love my choice of Chikorita. Caleb,
Chikorita's dope.
who did you choose as your starter in Gen 2 back in the day?
Totodile was my first one.
Yeah,
I don't have like a cool deep
Totodile's the
reason
best
behind
one.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was Totodile. I played that game so many times.
Mm.
Like I've played Gold, I played Crystal when Crystal came out.
I,
I've
I
done the
I
remakes.
remember
I've like
you had the crystal.
yeah.
Because did you have gold or silver first? Because I remember you got crystal and it was like a big deal. Because you had a Game Boy Advance before
Yeah.
I did, and it was like,
Yeah, so I had the Crystal on Game Boy Color eventually. So the thing is I got Gold um in the mail from my cousin because he finished playing it.
mm-hmm.
Um, and then I actually traded Pokemon Gold for Pokemon Blue.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that actually. Yeah. Why?
Yeah,
What
because
was your
they're
thought process there? I guess we were like literally 6 years old, so
yeah.
what's the
So
thought
my
process? But
my thought process was there were a ton of cheats and exploits in Pokemon Blue, like the whole missing no stuff.
mm,
And I found out how to do it through somebody, like as you do in those days of just someone told me how to do it. And I was like, I need to try this. That sounds so cool.
wait, I still don't
Um,
understand. How do you have a cartridge of Pokemon Blue, and how does that affect catching a missing no? I thought that was just like you go into that little temple or whatever. Oh,
oh,
wait,
missing no
that
was
was only in
only in
Crystal.
Gen 1.
Or yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, missing no was Gen 1. Missing no wasn't in Gen 2.
Oh fuck! What am I thinking? I'm thinking unknown. I'm an idiot. Yeah. No, missing no was like the glitch
Yeah,
Pokemon. Yes.
yeah, yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
I was so stuck on Gen 2. I was thinking unknown.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry.
Missing
Yeah,
no.
no, we'll get
Yeah.
back to Gen 2.
Mhm.
But that's basically why getting Crystal was such a big deal because I had given away my Gen 2 game for a Gen 1 game.
Mm. And then
So
even
when
when you
Crystal came
get
out,
missing no, doesn't it just kind of ruin your game potentially?
uh, it can, yeah. So if you catch it, but the thing with missing no is, I believe it's been so long since I've looked into this. If you defeat missing no in a battle, your seventh item in your inventory gets duplicated to 99 or something. So you could get
Oh, so you
infinite
could do
master
rare
balls,
candy or
infinite rare
something.
candies. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know that game
Uh,
was so buggy that yeah, there were
oh yeah.
so many things that you could do like that, and like
Yeah.
You could, what was the thing? You go up and down the one route on a certain path of water. I think it was in Cerulean City or something, and you could catch Mew at like level 7 at like the beginning of the game. I,
So that
I'm
I know
butchering
this one
that,
pretty
but like
well.
I
That's
know it was like,
yeah, you pause the game on the exact on the same kind of game tick that a trainer aggroes you,
mhm.
and
And
then you
it's around like
teleport
Cerulean
away.
City, right? Like I'm not
It is, yeah.
far off with that.
No,
Yeah,
it is Cerulean City. It's right after
exactly.
Nugget
Yeah.
Bridge. Yeah. And yeah, you do that, and then you teleport, and then you go to a specific, like each
Mhm.
route that you
Mhm.
transition through gives you a different encounter, and Mew was one of the routes.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
So that's why I got that game because it was so buggy. Like that's why I traded. So I had
Mhm.
beaten gold at that point, and it was like, oh, I kind of want to like mess around with something. So I did,
Yeah,
and
well,
just
which
messed
is
around with
fair,
that stuff.
especially because that's pretty good because especially at that time, like we didn't we had the internet, but it wasn't as like prevalent.
Yeah,
It wasn't as like everyone's kind of exposed to these things now. Like
yeah.
everyone knows this shit. But at the time when we were like
It
five,
was all word of mouth,
six,
man,
7, 8 years old, it's like, yeah, you'd only kind of hear that through like word of mouth kind of stuff.
for sure.
So exactly, it would be like mind blowing as a kid to be like, all right, I got Pokemon Blue. I
Yeah,
know the steps to, and then you actually see it, and it's just like, oh my god, yeah, it's actually like so
yeah.
exciting to like see. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then being able to trade that stuff up when I eventually did get Crystal, like having our group of friends and having like one of us probably had a link cable,
Yeah, I think one
that
of
kind
us
of
did
thing.
because I remember we would go camping and stuff, and we would always
Yeah.
bring the Game Boys. I remember like I don't really remember our teams. I remember I had a magnesium because I stuck with my Chikorita, and I remember you had a
Yeah.
Murkrow because I remember you
Yep.
tried hard to catch that Murkrow because
Uh-huh.
it was
Still
like
one of my
one of
favorite
the
Pokemon.
first dark types, which is still
Yeah.
dope as hell. Did you have an Umbreon too, or was I just thinking
I
about?
had let's see, wait. I think I had Espeon.
Hmm.
Um
When I
I
replayed the
also
game
yeah,
recently, I think Espeon is probably my favorite evolution.
it's
And
really
in
good.
2020, Jordan, Ryan, and I replayed. We all because Ryan from the Bottle Depot had a bunch of copies of Gold
Yeah.
and Silver,
Oh,
so,
nice.
so we all replayed them. I was the we agreed level 55 was the cap. I was the only one to even get close. Well, I had my whole team at 55, but everyone else gave up apparently.
Oh, what?
But I had an Espeon, a Tyranitar, a Feraligatr,
Damn.
a Charizard because I switched with Ryan from Pokemon Red. Ah, what else
Yeah.
did I have? Oh, with Electabuzz.
Okay.
What was my
Yeah.
last one?
So
With like Psychic and Toxic and Thunderbolt. What was my last one? I think it was a Nidoking. It was a Nidoking, but I switched the Tyranitar Nidoking out with some. Oh, a Snorlax. Yeah. So like
oh,
I
nice.
had like more than 6 Pokemon at level 55, and nobody on the
Yeah.
team fucking made a team. And I was like,
Wow.
dude, we're all on COVID. I just spent all this time grinding this Pokemon to level 55, and nobody even did
And
anything.
that
But
game, I love Gen 2.
exactly, yeah.
And so like getting back to the review stuff, the
Mm.
one criticism that I'll have of Gen 2 is the
Oh,
grinding is rough
oh
in
yeah.
that
No,
game.
I mean, I do as much as it is. I think mostly just for nostalgia reasons, it's my favorite generation. But
Yeah.
oh, there are a lot of flaws with that game. Like
Yeah.
the level increase, or sorry, the yeah, well, like the
The
difficulty
difficulty
increase
curve.
in certain points, and the grinding. Yeah, well, for that reason, the grinding that you have to do, and it's like
Yeah.
even when you beat the whole game, you beat the Kanto region. And it's like, and we just the reason why we capped off on 55 was because we were all going to play each other on Pokemon Stadium 2. Because Jordan had the
Okay.
N64 and we had the cartridges.
Uh-huh.
We were like, let's see these guys in 3D
Yeah.
and do it. And so I was like,
That's cool.
and also as right as COVID started. So I was like, I got
Right.
time. Like,
Nothing
we
else
all
to
got
do.
time. But I guess I was the only one who really who really loved it that much. Who was like, I got 7 level 55 Pokemon. And
Yeah,
Jordan's like,
sounds
yeah,
about
I got
right.
mine to like level 40. And then I caught Lugia. Well, I also,
Sounds
yeah, I
about
guess I
right.
had oh, so I had like 8 level 50 something Pokemon. But,
Damn. Not bad, not bad.
yeah, it's a lot easier to do now. And like, I wish, I was at Jordan's house today and we were playing, Pokemon City
Stadium.
1 on the, Switch, Nintendo
Oh
64.
yeah.
What do you call that? The like,
Oh man, it's not the virtual console anymore. It's like Switch Online,
yeah,
something like that.
or whatever. You gotta pay for it or whatever, which
Yeah,
is like fine, but it's also silly. Nintendo is just ridiculous. Where it's like,
not the best.
have you played Pokemon Showdown,
Mhm.
where it's a free
Yeah,
website online? Exactly. Imagine Nintendo just came out with a game like that, with like
yeah.
3D animation, like Pokemon Coliseum or something, that was free, and you could just choose a Pokemon with its move set. But that,
They would never do that.
yeah, of course they wouldn't. Yeah,
I'm surprised they haven't sued Pokemon Showdown into the ground
no
yet.
doubt,
Like
no
Nintendo's
doubt.
pretty litigious.
All right, we're losing track. Speaking of this Gen 2 thing, let's
Yeah,
walk through the gym leaders and think about.
yeah. Sounds good. Let's go from the beginning.
Let's go from the beginning. So we start with Faulkner, am I right?
Yeah,
The
I think
bird
you
gym
gotta
leader.
set up. I feel like the first like big thing of that game
Mhm.
is the first gym is like kind of far. Like there's quite a lot to do before the first gym.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta a deal with red. Well, I mean, like every game, you pick your starter,
Deal with
right?
silver.
You
Yeah, yeah,
do your little quest thing, but then you immediately deal with your rival. I guess that's also most
yeah,
games, but
yeah.
you
This one
gotta
had like
do
more story. I mean, it's like the first game was so basic. You get the Pokemon, and then your rival is like, "Hey, let's fight." But this one, there's like a mystery to it. It's like, who's this
yeah,
kid that
'cause
just
you
stole
don't
stuff?
even know his name at first, and then
Yeah,
you gotta name him later. And it's
and you name him asshole because you're a
like,
7-year-old, and
yeah,
then you panic when your parents pick up your Game Boy, and you're like, "Oh,
or bum cough. But oh, because
yep,
that was the other good thing. They have a decent amount of characters that you can name your Pokemon.
yeah."
Fart sneeze. I'm pretty sure you could fit that. Ah,
Not quite enough to fit for alligators for full name. So for alligator, drops the e at the end.
yeah, yeah. It's so
Is
dumb.
pretty good.
Oh yeah, my last team. Sorry, we'll keep going on this, but my last team. What was it? It was well. At least I had a Scyther named Farty.
Oh wow, Scyther.
Scyther, and well, I have to trade with Ryan if I want to make him a scissor. But here's the thing: is it worth it? Because I have Fury Cutter and I have Wing Attack, and Fury Cutter can stab
Mm.
move on a Scyther, and his speed is way higher than Scissor. So if you can
Is it?
get a couple Fury Cutters off, and I've like maxed out his special attack, so it's like, or is it whatever? I maxed out whatever one it is. So it's like if I start off with Farty, just get some Fury Cutters in, I could wipe a whole team because of his speed and his special attack
Yeah.
or whatever one it is. You know what I mean? That's what it's like. Do I
Yeah.
make him a scissor? Anyways,
I
Faulkner.
think Bug was oh yeah, wow. Scyther is way faster than Caesar.
He is.
I think yeah, I think
Scissor.
Bug
Well,
was
that's the thing.
physical.
They both have 500 stats, and that's why I
Yeah,
was
oh
like,
yeah.
because originally I was like, of course I'd evolve them, but then the thing is, they both have 500 base stats, so all you're doing is you're trading the speed for defense. And well, I guess the good thing about that is the only weakness Scizor has is fire, which he's 4 times.
4x the fire.
Yeah, yeah.
One shot fire.
But other than that, he's
True.
literally not weak to anything. So it's like
True.
he's way more of a tank. But if you want to go the glass cannon version and go, which I only think works in Gen 2, I don't think you can really pull that off in anything else. But in Gen 2, if I wanted to
Yeah,
go
I think that's right.
Scyther, Fury Cutter, like cheese it mode and just Fury Cutter a whole team down, which you can because he maxes speed, he maxes, or maybe that's what I maxed his speed, and then you just do Fury Cutter, so you always hit first, and it's just like
This fear.
bullshit
Oh yeah.
if he doesn't die at first. But
Yeah, you just gotta get a Fear Cutter is the one that gets more powerful as you
yeah,
use it,
it's like
right?
Rage, but
Yeah,
it doesn't stop. Or sorry, no Rage. It only builds if you get
if
hit.
you get hit.
Fury
Yeah,
Cutter builds every time you hit. So like
yeah,
you could stop it with like a sand attack or something like that. Then when you miss, it restarts, and then you could be fucked. But like
yeah,
but that's the thing. If you start one-shotting people with Fury Cutter and you have that high speed, then as soon as somebody sends another thing in and it's already five
yeah,
times damage, it's like that's how you can just like wipe a team in Gen 2
yeah,
with Scyther. So it's like
yeah.
Farty was my boy. Anyways, going back to Faulkner, I don't think any starter other than Chikorita, which was terrible, was was a bad choice.
Yeah. Wait, before Falconer, I just want to mention something that I think is huge about Gen 2 is the first cave in that game
Mhm.
has an incredibly rare spawn of Dunsparce. That was so cool.
Really? Because
Like being yeah,
I played that game a bunch of times, and I've never seen a Dune Spots.
it's incredibly rare. I think it's a 1% spawn. Let me
Wow,
fact check that. We have the internet these days, so we
we
can
do, we
do
do.
that.
I'm filming. I got you back. What about the chances of a shiny Dune Sparse? What are the
Oh,
odds?
that's like don't even.
Yeah, that would be absurd. But
Let's see. Dunsparce has a okay, Dark Cave details. A 1% chance to spawn in the Dark
wow.
Cave.
So okay, look up Dune Spar shiny
Well,
rates.
Dunsparce shiny rate is 1 in 8,147, whatever the usual shiny
That's
rate is.
just absurd. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's like one of the rarest Pokemon ever, then, right?
at least in that game, yeah.
Or at least in that game, yeah. And actually playing through them, I was playing Gold. Can you not get a Sandshrew in Silver?
That might be a version exclusive.
Because I played Silver recently, and I was like, I in the early gens, Sand Slash is like, he's obviously not great, but he's viable, and I just love Sand Slash's design. I couldn't find
Kanto
it. I'm pretty sure
looks.
it's
Oh
Gold
no,
exclusive.
yeah, no, it's only in the game corner, so you probably just didn't go to the game corner.
But in Gold, no, in Gold you can find it in that
Yeah,
cave.
in
Early,
gold you could get it in a different cave, but yeah, you could get it in the
or
cave.
sorry, yeah, it's still in an early game cave, but yeah, in Silver, I
Yeah,
think you gotta buy a Sandshrew or something stupid.
yeah. So in silver you have to do goldenrod game corner to get
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
It's
that's what it
the equivalent
is.
of
Because
Ekans maybe.
I get, yeah, again, that is like probably the generation I played the most.
Yeah.
I've done gold, silver, but I don't think I've ever actually beat crystal because something in goldenrod gets all weird, and I was like, I don't have two. Hang on.
I mean, the mid game of that game is pretty rough. The
Mhm.
all the Team Rocket stuff is
Yeah, yeah,
just
it gets too
not the
much. Yeah.
best.
Yeah. All right. So Faulkner, you
Falconer.
used Totodile, beat him.
I used Totodile.
Do you remember who's on your team at this point?
Honestly no idea.
Do
That
you
was so
remember
long
when you were 5 years old?
Do you remember when you played this game that you've played like tens of times the
25
first
years
time?
ago or whatever. Exactly.
Yeah. Because I had beaten the game once in gold before I traded my gold, and that was I believe, Cyndaquil start.
Mm.
And I think it was the typical 5-year-old of, or however old I was at the time, of just using the starter exclusively and having the rest be just
Oh
TM
yeah,
slip
and then you
in
just
the first
stomped
playthrough.
through the game because you just used the one
Yeah,
Pokemon.
exactly.
Remember the cat I had when we were kids,
Uh-huh.
Claudius?
Yep.
I caught a Rattata,
Oh yeah?
and I still vividly remember this. And I was like, I'm naming it after my cat because it looks like a cat. And then eventually we got to the point where there was a Meowth, and I was like,
Aw.
and I had a Raticate named uh, Claudia, and I was like, this thing's stupid, but now I can't name it that. I
Yeah.
think I ended up with the. You know what pisses me off? I think I ended. Sorry, I think I ended up with a Persian on my team named Claudia. But you know what really
Oh,
pisses me off? I
what?
still had my gold cartridge with my mom, and when I saw her last Christmas, I said, "Hey, do you still have my Game Boy and my Pokemon Gold cartridge?" Just because I was curious of what my team was when I was like 9. And she's
Yeah.
like, "Blake, for context, my little brother,
Oh yeah.
sold it on the internet."
Oh
And I was
what?
like, "You motherfucker, dude! Like,
Mm.
you don't, I don't." He sold it for like $100, and it's like, dude, I would have given
Oh
you 200. I would have given you $500 just to know what was on that fucking cartridge.
man, that's wild. When you said Blake, I thought it was gonna be like, oh, my little brother took my game and overwrit my file
No,
because
he
like
just
that.
sold it because it's like he
What
hates
the
it.
hell?
Yeah, it's just some old
Wait, how
game.
old was he? How old is he?
Blake is like 15 now.
What's he need money so bad he's selling his older brother's shit
Well,
online? What the hell?
it was because my mom was moving to Mexico, right? They just had all these
Right.
old
I guess
things in
just
the garage, and one of them was my Game Boy and all my fucking prized
God,
possessions. And then they're like, "Yeah,
man.
sure, sell them on his behalf." Like it's like, dude, you could have just taken a
Did you get that
fucking
$100?
picture. You know, that's sell the
Yeah.
game. Just send me a picture of my old Pokemon.
Uh,
You know, it's like, that would have meant the world to me. But
Speaking of losing your
apparently,
file, do you remember when my
in
Game
all
Boy?
fairness, I don't think my mom thought that it meant anything to me, which is like,
Yeah,
but it's like that. It would have been cool to see like what
yeah,
my
for
team
sure.
from my original Pokemon game, you know?
Yeah.
It would have been cool. Because I remember spending days on Mount Silver fighting
Uh-huh.
Ash with his team
Uh-huh.
of level 80 something Pikachu. Like,
Uh-huh.
I beat him, I'm pretty
88.
sure. If
Yeah,
not, I was there. So it's like I had a solid team, and it's like,
had
yeah,
a team.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember, speaking of losing your game, do you remember when my parents' car got broken into and I lost all my old Pokemon games?
Ah, a little bit. I do a little bit.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
was that?
so that was when I was in middle school.
I do kind of. What games were they?
I lost Blue, I lost Crystal,
Yeah, like
and then some
all
like
of the
other
fucking
non-consequential games.
original ones, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And no, I know. And like I didn't realize how devastating it would feel until it happened to me, and that was one game. So I couldn't even imagine
Yeah,
when it's like all those games, and it's like it's a lot of time and effort you put into
it
that
really
shit
is. Yeah.
for real, and it's like, and who the fuck steals Pokemon games? Like, fuck
We
off.
found the guy.
Oh,
It was a
really?
guy that was yeah, it was a guy that was living downstairs of my neighbor's place, like renting it, and he was like a well-known burglar in the area.
Oh, I do kind of remember this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was I in middle school or was I still in elementary school?
Oh, you might have still been
Because
elementary
I
school.
think, yeah, because this was like, I think this was, I was like grade 5 and you were grade 6, I think. Because this
Something like that,
sounds
yeah.
familiar, but like not as familiar as it should. Like, I
Yeah.
remember the story, but like, I feel like if I saw you on a day to day basis, this would be a lot more of a. But
Yeah.
I remember the story because we did hang out all the time still, but like,
Well, you were when you were in yeah, anyways, doesn't really matter so much. But yeah, anyways, that was I also lost my original game.
mm, and it's fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as an adult, I feel like it's heartbreaking. So as a kid, I'm sure it's like double
Yeah,
heartbreaking, and now you just have to grow up with that pain.
the
You
pain
know?
of never having my Gen 1 Vaporeon
Oh,
that came with me for two
man.
generations.
Yeah. That's brutal. That's
Yeah.
brutal. But I will always remember. I will always remember my Chikorita, who I chose because I felt it wasn't getting enough love.
Aw.
Hmm. Probably a
Yeah,
terrible
Chicory
choice.
is rough because like going back to the gym stuff, you got Falconer as the first gym.
Yeah.
You got Bird there. You got Bug as the next gym.
Yeah.
You got your rival fight after the second gym, which is pretty rough.
And then you got Whitney.
And then you got Whitney, who's
Yeah,
just
and
like
it's just like,
shit.
hey, oh, it's a rough go. So I'm like trying to think who the fuck else do I have? That's why I wanted to see the thing because it's like, how did I get
Yeah,
Ash? Because I remember, you remember my house on Chatterton Way where they had that
yeah.
one room with no windows where I kept all my
Uh-huh.
toys
Uh-huh.
when I was a little boy. That's
All
where
your Lord of the
I
Rings
remember
guys?
spending hours in that room playing Ash over and over on Mount Silver because I had a good team. I'm just trying to like, and it was a good team, but it was like a kid's like, I love these Pokemon. So it was
Yeah.
like Magnesium and like a bunch of bullshit.
Meganium.
I just wish I fucking remembered what it was, but I'll never get to know. Thanks, little brother, Blake. But
Yeah.
but yeah, so you go Faulkner, and then you go. So now when I play it, I'll normally go Cyndaquil.
Right.
Typhlosion's pretty
Yeah.
dope. I think his design is
Typhlosion's pretty
boring,
dope.
but
But fire type's always like pretty much the hardest type to find. Like it's the most rare type of the starting types.
yeah, especially for like a good one, a consistent one. Even in
Like
Gen 2,
I'm trying
because
to
like the water type. That's the thing about water type is normally the water type starters are dope, but there are so many other water types where it's like
yeah.
Feraligatr is amazing. He's got ice moves, he's got dark moves, he's got poison moves, he's got water moves. But you got the shiny Gyarados and the Lake of Rage. You have
Yeah.
like so many other options.
Even early game, you can get a Wooper pretty
Or yeah,
early,
you can get
right?
Quagsire, and Quagsire, especially if we're only counting Gen 1 and 2, groundwater just is like
Yeah, pretty
fucking
dope.
OP. That's what that
Pretty
last
dope.
time I played the game, that's what I had. I forget what I named him. Oh, Boss Baby. That's what I named him. I don't know why. But I had a Quagsire because he's just like OP, you know?
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad.
Mm, mm. Actually, I remember my team because the shiny Gyarados and Boss Baby because I
Oh
was
shit.
gonna switch my Farty Scyther to a Scizor because it's only um, downfall would be fire, and then I'd have two water types. But then I was like,
Right.
God damn it, he just can. He can if it works, can just destroy a whole team with Fury Cutter. You know.
Yeah, potentially.
If you get cheeky with it. But that's the thing. That's right. And it's so see that's the good thing about those games is because it's like it really makes you think about your team. You can't use
Yeah.
TMs twice, and you can't
Yep.
like. Well, I guess it's all games. If you evolve a Pokemon, you can't like change it. That's it's like God damn it! As soon as I evolve this Scyther, I can't take it back. So it's kind of like, oh, I don't know what to do. But nobody else played it with me anyways, so.
Yeah.
By yourself and
Oh, they didn't even fight you when you had your team made?
no, so I have my team and
Oh,
I have my team from 2020. You know how you can register Pokemon into Pokemon Stadium too, or whatever?
yeah, yeah.
I registered my Pokemon from my Game Boy into that, and then I restarted the game, and now I have a
Okay.
new team, and then like I'm just gonna play myself. That's the lamest story.
That's pretty sad, man.
Well, Ryan lost his cartridge, and Jordan had
Wow.
a team of like a fucking Voltorb at like level 48, and a bunch and like a Weezing, but then you just had Lugia who was like level 60, and it's like, hey
Cool. Yeah,
man,
legendary player, huh?
yeah, it's like okay, so you just use Lugia to win your game. It's like, did we not have rules established?
Yeah. Like how old?
No
How old? I haven't
weapons.
used a legendary in a playthrough in I can't even tell you how many generations. It's so
Exactly, right?
like
It's boring.
elementary
It
school
ruins things.
stats.
You know,
Yeah.
dude, when you get back, we should do a Nuzlocke or something. That would be dope.
I'm not the biggest fan of Nuzlocks, but I could do a challenge run.
Well, it's more fun that way, or it's more funny that way. It's
Yeah, it's more
also more
funny that.
sad when you lose your homeboys. But
Yeah.
what is okay? I think we've long gone past
Oh, we're talking about Gen 2.
explicitly Gen 2. What's your favorite generation?
2.
See, same.
The
And
only
and do
the
you
only
think
thing
we both
close
say, sorry, what?
the only thing close to Gen 2 for me is Gen 4 remake of 2.
Fair. And I've never even had the privilege of playing that. I've played
Oh,
Gen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Sword and Shield, which is 7 or 8? 8.
8? It's something. It is
Yeah.
a generation.
So I played 5 and Sword and Shield. And again, yeah, Gen 2 is my favorite, but do you think that for us is because of nostalgia? Because like that is our demographic for sure.
Yeah. It's always hard to like objectively step back and say if it's not.
Oh, here's a
So
good question.
I'm sure
Why
nostalgia
is
does have
that?
a big
Why
part.
is that your favorite? Why is that your favorite generation?
I think like on it, if I'm looking back on it, I think the Pokemon designs in that generation are just
Mm,
so good.
absolutely, absolutely.
Like
Gen, yeah,
yeah, just like there's barely any misses in that
mhm.
generation.
Gen
Whereas
1 and Gen 2
yeah,
are just yeah, and it's like yeah, design wise, they're just like impeccable. Even with the silly round ones, like I know that's a huge complaint with a lot of people with like Gen 3 and Gen 4 and further are like they get too round and too bubbly and too cutesy. But you look at a Pokemon, like speaking of Quagsire, who's like round and goofy looking, but it
yeah,
works, you know, like
yeah.
and then in Gen 2 you even get Pokemon like Murkrow or something, or like or Scizor or something, or Steelix, and it's just like, goddamn, they're just like building on what was already so good. Maybe I just sound like an old man right now. Maybe we sound like old farts, but
Oh, I'm
goddamn,
sure that it's very much a nostalgia thing.
yeah, Gen 1 and Gen 2 just killed it. Gen 3 was okay, but it started going into the well, it's obviously a cartoon, but it started going into the more cartoony realm. You know what I mean?
I think it's the consistency too. Like if you look at some of the newer games, some of the best Pokemon designs are in the newer games, but they're just like not consistent. You'll have
Mm,
some
mm,
fantastic Pokemon, and then next to them will be like for example, Gen 5, I think it was, like Sun and Moon.
mm.
You have Mimikyu, who is like peak Pokemon design
Was
in the
that
same
Gen
game as you
5?
have
Was Mimikyu Gen 5?
Sun. I'm pretty sure no, sorry, Gen 6. That's Sun and Moon, right? Gen 6.
Yeah, but either way, like
Yeah. No, wait, Gen
it was
7.
that
Wait, what the
late in
fuck?
the game.
Hold on.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah, whatever Sun and Moon is, it must
Hmm.
be
Sun and
Gen
Moon had
7.
great Pokemon designs, actually.
It also had fucking Donald Trump Weasel.
Young
So
Goose.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
about
yeah, yeah. That's
consistency.
fair.
Is like
Yeah,
there's some
yeah.
really good designs, but you also have like some
Hmm.
just rough stuff.
Way more hit and miss. Yeah,
Alola and Raticate,
compared
not a huge fan.
compared to Gen 1 and Gen 2, where it was like, what are the misses in Gen 1 and Gen 2? There are a couple, but like compared to Gen 5 and 6, like you're saying.
And I think nostalgia must be a part of that because, like, looking back, I think Goldeen and Seeking are cool, but that's a really basic
Yeah,
design.
yeah, yeah. Because yeah, you look at Goldeen and you look at even in Gen 2, what's the Pokemon that evolves into
Octillery, Remoraid.
Octillery? Yeah, see, Octillery is kind of cool, but it's just an octopus. And sorry, what was the one that evolves into it? Because it's just a fish.
Remoraid.
Yeah, and it's like,
Remoraid.
why does that fish evolve? Like, see,
You know the reason, right?
no, I don't.
Okay, so Remoraid is based on a gun, like a pistol, and Octillery is based on a cannon.
Hmm. Still stupid. See
That's
how I
why.
see how
Oh
that
yeah, I'm not
that's like
defending it.
that's
It's
some
dumb.
design flaw right now that I would be like that's stupid. And I would agree. Even in Gen 2, individually cool Pokemon, I guess, but
Mhm.
like nah, that's kind of dumb looking. There's a fish and
Yeah,
there's an octopus, and why does the fish evolve into the octopus? Don't know. You know, it's kind of
because
dumb.
guns. And then you also have
Exactly.
in the same game, you have Mantine, and Mantine, like in the art, has Remoraid under it.
Yeah, yeah. See, man,
So it's like, why?
that's cool. That was Gen 3, right?
No, that's Gen 2.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
It
Mantine's
is,
Gen 2.
isn't it? Yeah, yeah. So why the fuck? Exactly. Why wouldn't Remoraid evolve into Mantine? Exactly.
It's
That's
the
that's
guns,
the
man.
Speaking of some good water Pokemon in that generation, though, Lantern, the first
Lantern.
electric water
I
Pokemon.
think I had Lantern on my team because that was
Maybe.
such a
Because
dope
I
Pokemon.
vaguely remember that thing kicking my ass a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Lantern is a motherfucking tank, especially in the first
yeah,
two generations where it's like, damn, okay, so it's you can't hurt it with flying or grass, and it's also super effective against flying and fire. It's just like, god damn, that
it's
thing's
pretty nice.
effective wise, it's a motherfucking superpower. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, I need to grab another drink, so I want you to talk about your feelings on HMs in Gen 2
All
while
right.
I grab a drink.
All right. HMs and Gen 2. Well, not only Gen 2, sorry, Gen 2. I'll get into this. It's not only Gen 2. I think it's most generations until they let you reuse them. I think it's oh man, playing both styles of games. I think they're both interesting. I think as a online game, you should be allowed to create your team of Pokemon with any rule set that is, like legal in the game. Not like Charizard can use fucking Hydro Pump or any bullshit like that, but like HMs in the game, as far as reuse of them, you should be able to reuse them because I think it just becomes a hindrance when you go, oh, I have a, you know what I mean? You have to go. You can only use it once, and then it's like, oh fuck, you beat most of the game, and you went, oh, I wish I didn't teach that. So I do think that there's a benefit to the gameplay as far as single player goes of being able to reteach a Pokemon a TM. Sorry, did you say TMs or HMs? Because I'm
I
going off.
said HM. I just got back. I'm like, I think this guy's talking about
I'm,
TMs.
I'm talking about TMs. Yeah, I'm ranting about TMs.
That's
Uh,
fair.
but
No, that
so
means I know your
so
stance
sorry.
on
Let
pretty
me finish
well.
my point about TMs then, because I'm this far into it. Again,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
in online play, I think you should be able to teach your Pokemon any legal moves. So like TMs should be reusable, just like HMs were,
yeah,
because I think it's a hindrance on the gameplay when you can only teach your one Pokemon Earthquake, and then you're like, ah, shit, I taught that to my Sandslash when I have a Nidoking, and you're like, God, I gotta restart the game. It's like so yeah. Sorry, but HM.
yeah. I think TMs should at least be able to be bought somewhere in the game.
Yeah, yeah. Which in like PKMMO, or sorry, PokeMMO, or
Okay, MMO.
and you can buy them or whatever.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, so it like makes a little more sense. Where it's like you still got to work for it, but you can
yeah,
rebuy Earthquake or something. It's not like there's
yeah,
one in the game, and if you fuck it up, you're an idiot. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
And there were some TMs that you could, but I'm pretty sure Earthquake was one that was like you get one,
Well,
which is
in
so
the
rough.
early generations, it was you get one TM of it, or that
Yeah,
Pokemon can only learn it once, and that was
yeah,
every TM. But in the later gens, like I played Sword and Shield, like I was saying, and it was like
yeah. It's like
it's
unlimited, right?
it's there's no difference between a TM and an HM, which is nice.
Yeah.
But
Well, did Sword Shield have HMs?
they did,
Oh, okay.
I think, but I don't even know if they had repercussions. Like you couldn't change them for a TM. Like I think that game was so forgiving and so
Yeah,
easygoing, where it was like you could have a fucking you know rock smash and change it for whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? Like I think it
yeah.
was pretty
That
easy.
was nice because like Gen 2, you got like your HM slave, right? It's like the classic,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
Pokemon am I going to sacrifice
Or
that
even
this
Gen 3,
Pokemon
you
is
you
this
got your
tier.
you got your you got your Pokemon with dive, surf, fly, and
Yeah.
rock smash or whatever. Like yeah. Which
Or
this is
wasting a
exactly
slot
what I
on a
was saying.
good
Like
Pokemon.
I think it's almost detrimental to the game because you have to have this zigzagoon HM slave on your team, and it just kind of takes away from it because it's like I just want to play the game without, So I do credit the newer generations. Um,
Yeah,
of
taking that away, but
what do you think about? Sorry, we're going back
no
to
worries.
generation two.
What do I think about what?
No, I don't know. I was just gonna say, this is just gonna be a Pokemon general discussion now because I feel like. So what do you think about just the considering we were talking about like Gen 2 and Gen 1 and we're
Yeah,
talking about now like the newest generations. What do you think
yeah.
about the difficulty curve? And I'm not saying the difficulty curve in the game itself. I'm talking about the difficulty curve in the last 20 years and how it's
Mhm.
now. Because, like, Pokemon was always a kid's game, but god damn it, if I was a kid, when I was a kid, if I didn't have friends and guidebooks and shit, I wouldn't have been able to figure a lot of that shit out.
That's another really hard thing to talk about because like it's it's not even just that there's so much more accessibility of information nowadays, but there's also the fact that we're adults playing these games, or at the like, when we
That
were
is
kids,
that
it
is a
was
very good point. I guess
right.
I didn't think about it like that. I'm like, what is this for kids? It's like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
yeah, yeah. So like
Yeah, exactly.
when
And
you think
when
of
I
the
was a kid, I
difficulty
was like,
stuff,
this game's hard, and now I'm like,
yeah,
no, no, but I mean, even as an adult, going back and before playing Gen 2 a million times, I think I was like 21 or something, and I first played Pokemon Crystal, and we were talking about this earlier when I was getting frustrated with it because it's like
right,
even as an adult, some of and I don't think it's more so clever design. I think it's more so like broken design where it's like you have to talk to this person and then go back like four towns and.
yeah.
So I guess
That's like that's like I wouldn't even call that difficulty. That was just RPGs.
broken. That's just like broken game design. Yeah, yeah, that's
Well, not even. That's just how RPGs were back then. Of you're
yeah.
supposed to immerse yourself in the world. We're just so impatient nowadays that if it's not given to us right off the bat, it's like really annoying. But
Mm,
back then, when you're kids, you're talking to every NPC because they might give you an item, you know?
hmm
And nowadays, it's like, oh, I'm not going to talk to anyone that doesn't have like a glowing exclamation point above
Yeah,
their head.
no, that's true, and I think no, but you made a very good point where it's like it's really hard to judge these games as an adult because we're adults, and it's like,
Yeah,
but when I was playing Sword and Shield, it was like exactly you have a glowing point of where you need to go next.
yeah.
So it's kind of makes it easy. You don't have to figure anything out.
Oh, and tutorials too. Like the newer games, especially Sword and Shield, were
And
so guilty of this,
and the fact
of
that
the
there's the internet
opening.
now, so it's like, come on,
Yeah.
if anything, they should make it harder on these kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, they got the internet nowadays. They got friends. Let's make these secrets harder. Not like here's a glowing point of where to go, and all your friends at school are just fucking tweeted this.
Yeah.
It's a little dumbed down in my opinion, but again, like you said, that's the opinion of an adult on a kid's game. So
Yeah. I mean, if you're talking about secrets, I think the best that I can think of, since we're going off of the topic of Gen 2 now, is
sorry, we
Gen
can go back to
3.
that. I feel like we've just gone way off. Go back.
Yeah, no worries. Because like Gen 2 didn't have that many secrets that I can
Well,
remember.
they had unknown, and that's where initially it got that's where we initially went off the track because you were saying missing no,
Oh yeah.
and I was thinking unknown. But can you only get unknown in crystal when you go into those that little
No, it's in everyone.
and they
Runes of
just
Elf
pop
are
up
in
on a
everyone.
random.
You're going
Like
kind of
when you're
robot,
in the
by the
cave,
way.
it's not the cave, but like the little It looks like an Egyptian tunnel kind of
The
thing.
runes of Elf, yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yep. Oh, man, speaking of like growing potential Pokemon, god damn it, the unknown was so cool to me as a kid, and then they're just like
Yeah.
the worst Pokemon.
It has one move that's a random typing that you won't know until you use it.
Is it Metronome?
No, it's a hidden power,
Oh yeah.
which
Yeah,
is
exactly.
it does
And its
it yeah.
stats are just garbage.
Yeah.
To people watching, whoever stuck through this long, today I was playing Pokemon Stadium on the Nintendo Switch with my friends, and I sent Kalen this clip of I was literally joking around. We were playing Pokemon Stadium, my friend had Snorlax zone, and I forget which Pokemon I had and Snorlax has Metronome in Pokemon Stadium 1, and I was like, watch, it's going to use Fly, and he's going to fill in the air. And all of a sudden, he used Metronome, and Snorlax was just flying in the air in the Nintendo 64 graphics, and it just looks so dumb. But I guess it's possible. It was hilarious.
You might want to check your mic. It might be fine on the recording, but to me, you're super robot right now.
Am I? Maybe it's cutting out.
Very, very robot.
It will be fine on the recording. But,
Okay, that's good.
and you sound fine to me, so I don't know.
Okay. Okay, cool. I don't really mind then. I can hear what you're saying.
What do you think of this?
Yeah, doesn't hurt my ears or anything.
Now,
It's not too loud.
sound bad on the recording.
It'll sound bad on the recording, but not that bad to me.
Exactly. So,
yeah.
Faulkner.
I think, yeah, so Falconer, he has Mud Slap, which is an annoying move. He has a Pidgeotto that should be a Pidgeotto.
He gives you Mud Slap.
Pardon?
It doesn't he give you Mud Slap? He doesn't have Mud Slap.
I think he has Mud Slap too. It's like his signature move.
Yeah. Because he has a Sparrow and a fucking Pidgeotto.
Let me fact check this.
I know he has a Sparrow and I know he has a Pidgeotto for sure. And I know that when you get Mud Slap from him, that's why I played Gold, because I would get my Sandshrew. You give Sandshrew Mud Slap, dude, that's how I caught Ho-Oh. That's how you win the game. You just give Sand slash Mud Slap, and he just takes. It's such a bullshit move because you can just take away the accuracy from any other Pokemon.
It sucks.
I'm pretty sure I beat Lance by just
mud slapping
the shit out of his Dragonite.
Well, you couldn't mud slap the shit out of his Dragonite because Mud Slap is a ground type move.
I clearly fucked it up.
Wow. Also, Falconer does not have a Spearow. He has a Pidgey and a Pidgeotto, so I don't know why you're lying to everyone.
Okay, fine. This is drunk review of Pokemon Gold and Silver.
This is the liar's review of Pokemon.
And as I said at the beginning, Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Emerald.
yeah, that too. And then also mentioning Zigzagoon a bunch when you're talking about HM Slaves, who's a Gen 3 Pokemon.
Yes. I was talking about Gen 3 too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at the time. Sorry. Then how the fuck did I even use Mud Slap on Ho-Oh? Because he's fire flying.
I don't know, because the only other accuracy move that I can think of is Sand Attack. Oh, Flash, yeah.
No, that's what it was.
No, Sand Attack's also ground, man.
Sand Attack, yeah, I was gonna say Sand Attack is still ground, isn't it?
But no, you're right. Flash is not ground. Flash is normal.
I didn't use Flash. I had Sand Attack, and I swear that worked on Ho-Oh.
I don't know.
I must be tripping, but I swear I did something like that. I'm clearly losing my mind.
Clearly. That's too bad.
Yeah. Anyways, I think we have a new idea. You need to get a cartridge of some kind of Gen 2.
I have Japanese Crystal back in Canada.
I thought that was. Oh when we were adults. That wasn't when that you had when we were kids.
Yeah, Crystal was. Wait, which one?
Hmm?
I had Crystal as a kid too, but that one was
No, I know
stolen
that,
from
but
me.
I'm saying like the one that got stolen from it wasn't the
Yeah.
Japanese version.
No, 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 no.
Well, I still have Pokemon Stadium 2 and a Nintendo 64, and we're
Oh
gonna
snap.
film your downfall when you come here.
Oh no. Did I tell you about my my Pokemon Heart Gold playthrough? I feel like I've told you about it. My most recent one.
No, not really.
I was doing a shiny only playthrough.
How long did that take you? Oh my god, I feel like that would take
Um,
forever.
I haven't beaten Red yet, but I do have a full party of shiny Pokemon currently. The in-game time. Pardon?
Oh my god, that is insane. What was your shiny starter? And do you have one in particular you
Cyndaquil.
want to catch? What is your team?
So
What is your team and how? How?
okay, so I'll start off by saying that it's the easiest game to get the starter shiny because you can look at the sprite of all 3 starters before you reset. So instead of having a 1 in 8,000 chance of having a shiny, you have a 3 in 8,000 chance of having a shiny
That's
starter.
not terrible.
Um,
Can I guess?
So I got Cyndaquil. So Cyndaquil is my first. And then I needed to find another Pokemon. So I hunted for Wooper for about 120 hours.
My boy. Okay, hold on, we got a spider on camera. You see him? He ran away
Oh no,
anyways. We
that's
almost
good.
caught ourselves a spinat. What's that one called?
Spinnerack?
Spinner.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, yes.
Such a cool
Anyways, yes.
Pokemon. Yeah, so I ended up getting Wooper, which is super lucky because I needed to have a water type for Surf
What
at some point because
isn't
you
the
need.
shiny Wooper like pink?
Yep,
Ah, dude, I love shiny Wooper. Is it the
it's
same as
dope.
Quagsire?
Quagsire is purple.
I fucking no, actually, shiny Quagsire is like one of my favorite shinies. It's like shiny
Really?
Vaporeon, right? Like that kind of color.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I
so. Yeah.
fucking and also I think it's more so because out of all generations, Quagsire is like one of my favorites. I
Oh
can't
hell
wait
yeah.
a shiny Quagsire. That's
Man of
pretty good.
culture. Yeah, so I had shiny Quagsire, and then the next one that I got was I grinded out the game corner in Goldenrod until I got a shiny Dratini.
Ha! Oh my god! How long did that have to take you?
I only had to get the money
I know,
once,
but
and then I just
did you not
saved.
have to do that to get the money to get the Dratini enough times until you got a shiny Dratini?
Oh yeah, no, because I just reset. I saved in front of
Oh,
the guy
right.
to
So
buy.
actually, you're
So
right.
that was
You only
actually
had to get
not.
the money the one time, and
Yeah,
then
you get the money the one time and buy 5 or 4 of them. Or I could have probably done 5, but I didn't want to make enough money for 5. And then just keep resetting if one of those wasn't shiny.
that's actually not so bad because I was
Not so bad.
picturing
Not so bad.
yeah, I don't know, I was picturing that, but you would yeah, that's not terrible.
If I would not have done it.
You know
I'm
what?
crazy, but I'm not insane.
You know what I think we were robbed of is the pink or purple Dragonite. I
Yeah,
love the pink Dragonair with
yeah.
the golden balls on them,
Hell yeah.
and
It's like
the pink Dratini, dude. Okay,
it's
so
another
also,
like
can I just
yeah.
say on film, my favorite design of any Pokemon is Dragonair, not Dragonite, not Dratini, but Dragonair. I think
It's cool.
when designed right, it just looks so. I don't know. It looks so fucking majestic, you know.
It
Like it
does,
just.
yeah.
It looks so cool. And it goes
Yeah.
from Dratini like a cute little version, and then it goes to big doofy dragon version.
I
Dragonite's
really
cool.
think it's another one of the things that makes me think that Gyarados was supposed to be the final form in that
Oh yeah,
evolution line.
Magikarp should have evolved into Dragonair, right? Like,
Dragonite, yeah.
sorry, Dragonite. Yeah, yeah. Because like
Yeah.
that would have just made so much more sense. But
Yeah.
Dragonair is definitely I at one point considered it as a tattoo on my leg.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
I love the design of Dragonair. I don't know why.
Get like either
I
like
don't
an
know what does it for me, but
yeah,
I love it. So
get a
simple,
sprite work
so
tattoo of it.
elegant.
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, the colors, just everything about it. It's so
Yeah,
simple yet so like, and yeah, it's just great. The shiny
yeah,
version's dope. And actually,
yeah.
speaking of it going to Dragonite, I love the I love the Dudley the Dragon version that he becomes when he's a shiny. So
Yeah, it grew on me. At first I didn't like it, and then I started playing with it, and I was like,
oh,
damn, actually,
I love it. I
kind of
love my boy
kind of
Dudley.
sick.
What'd you name
Yeah.
him?
I named them all after Greek gods, because
Yeah.
I'm a loser.
Dudley the Dragon? Come on.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I needed to have a naming convention.
Yeah.
Um,
No, what'd you name him
and
then? That's
so
actually
that
cool.
one
I
is
like
named Hermes because Dragonair has like the little wings on its head,
that.
like Hermes,
Is
the
that not the
speedy
god of speed?
guy. I don't think he's technically the god of speed, but he is associated with speedy stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah,
not exactly. I don't know all that jazz. What were the
yeah.
other ones then? And how do they relate
Uh,
to god names? What were they
you got
called?
Hades. Got Typhlosion is Hades.
Underworld, fire, death,
Uh-huh.
obviously.
Um, man, what is Quagsire? Hold on, I have my DS right here.
Poseidon, the sea,
No, I'm pretty. Oh no, yeah, you're right. Poseidon, and then I have the shiny Gyarados, which is kind of cheating a little bit, but I didn't want to
flying.
grind another one. So shiny Gyarados is Ares, the god of war.
No, that totally works. I could see
I
that. I
think.
could see
Hold
that.
on, I think
I
so.
could see that. Well, because he's a raging dragon, the red, fiery wrath of war. No, I could see that. I could see how that could fit.
Yeah,
Regular
yeah,
Gyarados,
yeah.
not so much. Red Gyarados,
Red Gyarados.
God of War.
Uh,
I could see that.
I was wrong actually. I named Gyarados Athena because it's a lady.
Well, you lied to me. Now my whole
Well,
statement
okay.
sounds stupid.
No, I do. The reason I lied to you is because I do have an Aries.
um,
Uh, I have a Raticate called Aries.
a rat. Okay, that doesn't fit with my what I just said.
Dude, have you looked at Raticate's face, bro?
Yeah, I guess it kind
It's
of
like
can
one
fit
of
the
the most
God of
angry
War.
Pokemon.
I guess I could see it. He's pretty fucking angry.
He
You
just
got a
bites
shiny
everything.
Eradicate?
I have a shiny Raticate, yes.
What a lame shiny. Am I wrong? It looks the
I
exact
was going,
same.
yeah, I was going for a shiny Murkrow, but a shiny Rattata popped up, and
What is a shiny Murkrow? Is it not just a
it's
lighter
pink.
Murkrow?
It's pink.
Is
It's
it?
dope. Uh-huh.
Ah, that's pretty dope.
It's
What do
super
you
dope.
think of, okay, here as a, speaking of, when we, what do you think of Honchkrow?
Um,
Design wise, not stats wise, design wise solely.
yeah, I think it's okay.
Not as
I
cool, not as cool. I think
I am not the
Murkrow,
biggest fan of the Gen 4 evolutions to older Pokemon.
yeah. Especially like Rhyperior and Honchkrow.
Yeah.
Dude, Rhydon and Murkrow were perfect. Why did you have to
Uh-huh.
fuck them up, you know?
At least they can use Eviolite now.
Yeah, that's true. I think Murkrow was a fucking amazing design, and like
Yeah.
Rhydon was amazing design, and then
Rhydon is so classic.
yeah, we'll use the first Pokemon ever designed. It's like,
Yeah.
why put Rhyperior in the mix and make him look dumb? Or like, and okay, Honchkrow isn't that bad. I
Not
just
as
think,
bad as Rhyperior or
yeah,
Magmortar or like
it's not as
Fire. Yeah.
offensive. I just think Murkrow is so classic.
Yeah.
I don't think you could really, or they should have done it more justice.
Yeah.
Same as Rhydon, I guess. Maybe we're just old, and
I think we're just old
I think we're just old. Pretty much.
for Pokemon
But
games.
anyways, so your shiny
Yeah.
team. We haven't heard it all yet.
Yeah, the only one we're missing. Okay, so I'll go back. I ended up beating the Elite Four with the shiny Dragonite, the shiny Typhlosion, shiny Quagsire, and shiny Gyarados.
What is a
And
shiny
then
Typhlosion in Gen 2?
it has like purple flames.
So it's like the Huswain, I don't know how to pronounce that properly, but it's like the newer, the Ghost Fire version.
Oh, true. Yeah, I guess it kind of is.
I love that. I love those colors. I love the design of that
Yeah,
one. But anyways,
it's
yeah.
cool. It's cool. And then in Kanto, I hunted for the Murkrow and got the Rattata. So I ended up with the Eradicate, which is not bad because it has Super Fang, which is so good for catching.
Because it
Um,
can't kill. Is that its deal? Because it
oh
only
no,
does half. It only does half.
it thought Super Fang does 50% of whatever health is remaining.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So if you have 2 health, or if you have 1 health, you can't. Yeah.
No, you can't kill. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. What's the
Yeah.
other move that does that? Sucker Punch.
Uh,
Or
no, I don't think so.
there is another move. It's a dark type
Oh,
move.
the false
False
swipe
swipe.
doesn't kill,
Yes, false swipe. Yeah, yeah.
but it's not 50% damage. It just
No,
doesn't
it's
kill.
just it will automatically leave them at 1%. So it's like
Well, it won't go further than 1%. It
or
won't
sorry,
automatically
yeah,
kill
yeah.
them.
Like you know what I mean. Like it's
Yeah, yeah,
specifically designed to catch
yeah.
them.
It's a catching. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And then the last one I got was a shiny Swinub.
Oh, nice.
So I got that into a Mamoswine. So now,
Wait. You can
uh,
get a Mamoswine in Gen 2?
well, in the Gen 4 remake of Gen 2, yeah.
Oh, I see. Because I was gonna say I thought you could only get Pillow That's why I was like, oh, nice.
Yeah.
Pillow Swine.
See, there's a Gen 4.
Mammoth Swine
There's
is
a
a
Gen 4
fucking
Evo
bug.
that's good, right?
That's right.
Gen 4 Evo. We
Mm.
were shitting on Gen 4 Evos, but Mamoswine's pretty dope.
Mammoth Swine's okay. Or sorry,
I think
Mammoth
I still
Swine
like.
is amazing. Pillow Swine is okay. I was
Oh
just
man,
thinking,
I'm probably more of a Pillow Swine fan than a Mamoswine fan, to be honest. But I
really?
get it.
Design
Yeah,
wise, or just like
it just looks. I love the derp of it. Just like this.
of Pillow Swine?
Yeah,
Yeah, fair enough. He's a big shaggy boy.
it's just a big shaggy boy.
Yeah, and yeah, no, I mean ice ground. Mammoth Swine is still ice ground, right?
Yeah, it's still not the best typing.
Yeah, I that's why I don't think I've ever really used one because it's like, it sounds like such a good typing, but it's like, how is that really useful on a more diverse team? You know, like there's something better that could be there.
It's a really good offensive typing, I think. I don't really do pro battles or anything, but it seems like really good offensive typing,
Mm.
but bad defensive typing, and the
Which
Pokemon
is weird
itself
because
is
it's
not.
slow and defensive. So
Yeah,
exactly, it's like what? Yeah,
yeah.
no, it's just kind of a backwards Pokemon, in my opinion.
It has high attack, but it's pretty slow.
It's slow, and I'm pretty sure, and I could be totally wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure its special defense is pretty shit. So it's like if you're that slow and you could just get rocked in one turn.
Yeah,
But
let's
also,
find
what
out.
what would be super effective against ground and ice grass? I guess would no, that would only be regular damage,
Fire is super effective, I believe.
not to ground though. So it would still
Not to
be,
ground, but it's
so it's still
neutral
equal
to
out.
ground, I think. Let's see.
Or actually, you know
So
what would be is ground. Ground would be that would be 4 times effective.
it's not,
Isn't ground
because
super effective against ground and also ice? Wouldn't that be
I'm just
4 times?
looking at the type effectiveness chart right now, and it's weak to fighting, steel, fire, water,
Oh,
and
fight.
grass.
Hmm. I'm gonna press this on pause for a second because I have to pee.
Okay.
That'd be uh, classic. Yeah, I don't know how. This has been going for over an hour
Oh, snap.
now. Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Snap.
Pretty sure you stated that's your favorite Pokemon game of all time.
On the record, I love Pokemon Snap. Can't get enough taking pictures of Pikachu.
Pretty sure you said every other game fails in comparison.
I'm pretty sure I said that Pokemon should just reboot itself as a wildlife photography game.
Yeah, no, I've
I
heard that.
stand by it, and I'm right.
I've heard that once or twice, for sure.
Yeah.
hmm So yes. Where were we? What were we talking about?
Pokemon Snap being the best Pokemon game.
Kalen, you read Japanese. What does this say? Is it
Oh, give me a
backwards?
I'm playing games.
Yeah.
Frieza?
Does it?
It does say Frieza.
What does this say?
That's some kanji bullshit.
It probably says something like, Frieza, I'm gonna kick your ass, because that's the shirt.
Stand up straighter. Stand up straighter.
The whole thing?
I don't I can't see the move your right hand a bit.
Well, it's hard to tell.
What is that even? What is that even?
Probably says Frieza. I'm about to. And that's hilarious. At the top part, you can just read it says Frieza. Hell yeah.
Well, the other one's Chinese characters. It is Japanese, but the Chinese characters I haven't memorized all of them because there's too many. Okay, hold on. I think I can get this.
Says Frieza. I'm about to kick your motherfucking ass.
I don't think it says that.
Says I am Goku, son of. Well, doesn't son Goku? You were telling me means like because he's the son of Gohan, and then his son is Gohan. It says like son
I think it just
Goku.
says. I think it just says Son Goku.
Well, that makes
I'm pretty
sense.
sure that. I'm pretty sure that kanji just says Son Goku.
We are trailing way hard off of Pokemon right now.
Are we? It's all from Japan, man.
Yes. I guess. I suppose.
You know, they based Goku off of Pikachu.
and Pikachu was originally a monkey boy from Spirit of the West.
It's true, yeah.
And by Spirit of the West, I mean the Canadian band.
And when Akira Toriyama watched the Pokemon anime for the first time, he came up with the idea for Majin Buu.
Well, actually, you know who created the real thing of all this? Was Chris Chan when he created Sonichu.
That's true, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
And then they worked backwards from there to create both Sonic the Hedgehog and Goku. Or sorry, Pikachu. And Goku, I'm sure at some point.
Sonichu would work with them. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's end this conversation here. Or at least the recording.
Yeah.
I'm still talking to my friend Galen.
Yeah, we're ending the Gen 2 review. That's what happened.
On the topic of Chris Chan.
We definitely did talk about gold, silver, and emerald today, didn't we?
All right, goodbye.